Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be going over my December TBR, my December hopefuls that I hopefully will get to read in this kind of crazy busy month that we are entering. I definitely feel from the end of Thanksgiving, which just recently happened, all the way through Christmas, is a great time to read, but it's also a super busy time. There's a bunch of family activities, just busy, just trying to get as much holiday spirit as you can, and sometimes it doesn't leave a ton of room for reading, but I'm gonna try my best to read a lot and we'll see what happens. But yeah, the books that I have, some of them are the holiday, Christmassy, wintry books that just will give me the vibes, and the other half is books that I just basically have started in November and I need to finish in December, and also some books that will help me in the month of January, and we'll get into that. But first, let's start with the Christmassy books that I think, Christmassy holiday books that I think are going to bring you and me so much holiday joy, and I'm so excited to read them. Let's get into them. So the first book I have is Meet Me Under the Mistletoe by Jenny Bayliss. I think that's how you say her last name. This follows Eleanor, or Nori for short, as she is basically running her secondhand bookshop in London. She is from a working class family, but she went to a very preppy, rich boarding school, and she's finally kind of moved away from that type of scene and is just content with her life. That is until her old school friends invite her up to a castle for a wedding celebration weekend, so she kind of has to confront her past. And what she also confronts her past there is running into the castle gardener, who happens to be her old fling slash enemy from her prep school days. However, they start to form a kind of attraction, and she's kind of getting toyed and brought back into this world that she wanted to leave. So it's basically Christmas in London and England countryside in a castle, probably parties, good vibes. This sounds like every single Hallmark movie that I love to watch. That's gonna be cheesy. It's gonna be in a castle somewhere, and it's gonna be a good time, and that's definitely what this book is. I picked this book up actually like almost 2 years ago now, I think, and I think I just kind of ran out of time last year to read this book, and by the time I was able to read it, it was kind of past, you know, feeling like I want to read like a cozy Christmas book. So this is definitely going to, I think, be the first book that I'm going to pick up to read the Christmas vibes. The next book might be my most anticipated winter read, because I have been dying to read this book like since it came out, and for some reason I haven't, because I've just been waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect like Christmassy moment or holiday wintry moment, and I guess it just hasn't happened to me yet. But that's gonna change, because I'm gonna make that happen this year. And that's because that book is Midnight in Everwood. This is a Nutcracker retelling. Am I obsessed with the Nutcracker? Yes. As you can see behind me, I have a couple Nutcrackers up here. I have a couple in my tree. I go see the Nutcracker ballet every single year. I don't know what it is. It just brings me so much joy. I am just obsessed with it. So when I found out that this book was being released, like I think it's like a couple years old now. Yeah, 21 this book came out. And I don't think I got it. I think this came out like January, February of 21. And so I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna buy this and then wait to read it for 22 holiday season. And then that didn't happen for some reason. So I'm like, oh my God, I literally have to read this book in December 2023, or else I don't know what to do. But it is a Nutcracker retelling. It follows Marietta as she is a ballerina, and her dream is to be like a full-time ballerina, but her days are becoming numbered, as this is like the early 1900s, and in the new year she has to kind of present herself to society and get married. So she's kind of longing for this dream of being a ballerina still, and that all happens, and something changes when she gets a new neighbor. His name is Dr. Drosselmeyer, and he buys a townhome next door, and on Christmas Eve he builds this elaborate stage and wants her to perform one last time on Christmas Eve. And of course, as she performs, something happens and she gets taken away to a magical land. Much like the land of sweets in the Nutcracker, she has to explore this magical new land and figure out a way back home. So I think it might have like a little bit of a darker twist to the actual Nutcracker, but either way, I don't care. I'm so excited to read this book. I also am like obsessed with the cover. Isn't that gorgeous? And then the inside panels just with like a starry night. Oh my god, it just gives me the best vibes. And I'm so excited. So excited to read this book. So excited. So the next book that I have is actually a middle grade book. It is called The Hatmakers by Tasmin Merchant. Also another great, fantastical cover. This book follows Cordelia, and she is part of the Hatmakers family, and there's 5 makers families in London, and they can basically weave magic into physical objects. And Cordelia is learning the ins and outs of these secrets. However, one day her father disappears, along with a couple other pieces of magical clothing that these makers families have made. So Cordelia kind of figures out that I think there's something happening between her father's disappearance and these makers' clothes disappearing, that the magic is kind of, these families are somehow being targeted. So she makes it her duty to find out what's going on. This just sounds like a fun, fantastical type of vibe and read. I love to read these type of YA books also in the winter. I read the series Winter House last year. Also Winter House, it's fitting for the winter season, but I love the kind of middle grade vibe, the vibe that middle grades give off. It's just so comforting, and that's why I like to read it at this time of year. Also, this book has full page illustrations as well, and I just love when middle grade books have pictures because it just makes me feel young again, but it also just like helps you read and just immerses you so much more into the story. And I think it's a fun time to kind of escape a little bit for just like a cozy night and read a YA book. So that's definitely my plan for this book. So the next book that I have is Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey. Definitely maybe a little bit of a 180 from reading a YA book. But this follows Melody and Beat. Melody they are both rock star children, and Melody kind of has wanted nothing to do with that spotlight. She's just content restoring books, just kind of living her own life. However, a producer comes to her and offers her a lot of money to tell her to try and get her mother's band back together. This then brings her to Beat, who his mother is the lead singer of this band, and also they don't really like each other. However, when they first met when they were teenagers, they were instantly attracted to each other, but time has gone on and things change. Or will they? And they kind of work together to bring their mom's band back together. I've read a couple Tessa Bailey books, so when I saw she had a Christmas book out, I thought, why the heck not? I'll probably be buying this one on my Kindle and reading it. But yeah, it sounds cute. I mean, it's a Tessa Bailey book, so I'm sure it'll be spicy, which I'm always down for in any books. And so that will be a fun type of read to like round out my wintry Christmas type of books that I want to read this season. Now, moving on to kind of a complete 180 from the wintry books, but books that bring me so much joy, so much comfort, and will help me prepare, is I will be starting my reread of ACOTAR of A Court in Thorns and Roses. I also have my OG covers right here. I asked for the new editions. For my birthday, and I got it, and that is because I would like to say that I am an OG ACOTAR fan. I was basically reading these babies as they were coming out, as they were being released. I read this book and I was completely obsessed, and then this baby came out, and this was one of the best books I ever read. Really got me into fantasy And to this day, this book is still one of my favorite books of all time. So with that, last year, I believe, I started my reread again of these books, but I just had these covers because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not in love with these covers. I'm not. I'm sure the people who have discovered these books with these covers love them and cherish them, but I'm still, nothing can ever take me away from these covers because they just hold so many good memories and I want to cherish them forever. However, with that being said though, I started my reread and I was like, I really want to go hard. I really want to annotate. I'm not necessarily an annotator at all when I read. I would love to be, but I think I'm still trying to get over that hump of like ruining my books. And I feel like that's what happened. I tagged this book during my read through and I really wanted to write in it. I really wanted to do all these things, but it's like my key. But then I was like, I don't know. I really want to just kind of keep these in like pristine condition, my like first editions of these books, because they're also like pretty, they're not old, but like they've seen some stuff, you know. When did this book come out? This is 2016. This book, isn't it crazy? This book's like almost 10 years old. This book has to be. Oh my god, did you hear that? Yeah, 2015. Like, I just kind of want to keep these editions kind of pristine, kind of in my memory box. So that's why I asked for the new ones in paperback, because I think these will be so much fun to just kind of like go ham in them and annotate the crap out of them and just have so much fun doing it. I'm gonna start with this, but I also really want to do this for Throne of Glass as well. I also kind of want to dive into that world again too. When will that happen? I don't know. I'm hoping maybe to at least get started with this. I just recently reread A Court of Thorns and Roses, so I think I can just jump into A Court of Mist and Fury. So that helps a little bit. I'm hoping that since these are rereads, I can just quickly get on through these. And then we're getting hit with Crescent City 3 at the end of January. And then everything will be put on hold to read that. So I guess we'll wait until that happens to see what really is gonna happen. But honestly, those are the books that I would like. All the Christmas books, holiday books, definitely want to read. And then start my ACOTAR reread. I do want to mention the 2 books that I am currently reading that I'm hoping to finish by the end of November. The first one being Iron Flame. No really shock here. I also got this Bright Edges edition. So freaking excited. I'm having a ball reading this. It is just a fun fantasy book. It's just a fun fantasy book. I'm waiting and attempting to get my heart ripped out, probably. We'll see. I'm kind of halfway through. My plan is to either finish this today or tomorrow. My plan is to finish it within this weekend and kind of be done with it. And we'll be done with it. I am enjoying it. And so hoping to finish this before December. The book I was reading right before The Fourth Wing came out. And then I kind of dropped everything to read The Fourth Wing. But I was absolutely loving this book. And I had no intention of loving this book the way I have. But it's called The Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco. Maniscalco? I believe that's how you say her name. She has written a bunch of YA books. And this is her first adult book. Definitely adult book. I didn't think I realized that when I picked it up. Then I got into a scene and I was like, yep, this is an adult book. So, but I have been loving it. It's kind of in a Regency world, like Regency era setting. And we have this kind of, we have this kind of like being. He's the Prince of Envy. And there is this game afoot and he has to kind of come down to the mortal world, and there is this key player, Camilla, and she is a painter, but she holds a lot of secrets herself, and they kind of come intertwined, and it just kind of goes off from there. I am loving the vibes of this book. It is so fun. I did not I really kind of went into this book blind, and I am absolutely obsessed with it. I'm kind of really wanting to finish Iron Flame so I can get back into this world. Also the map, I just want to show you. The map of this world is so super cute. It's just like gives me like high fantasy fairy tale vibes. Kind of the same realm that Akhtar gives you, but definitely way different. Definitely if Bridgerton meets a high fantasy book is kind of what this book's given right now. I'm almost 200 pages in, so who knows where this book's gonna turn to, but I'm definitely enjoying it. The cover too, gorgeous. Gorgeous. I think this is the Barnes & Noble edition with this pink. I think the regular book is purple. So yeah, so hopefully I'm finishing these 2 books by the end of November, which is when I am filming this. And getting into December, these might go a little bit into December, and I'm okay with that because I really have no plans in December besides enjoying the holidays, enjoying the fun times. I mean, it's cold in Chicago, but we rally in December. We rally in the cold just to like go do fun things outside. And that's what I'm gonna do. And so when I don't want to do that, I'm going to cozy up with my books and have a fun time. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this video gave you some fun recommendations that you might want to read this month of December as well. And let me know down in the comments what you're reading in December. I would love to know. Maybe I'll add more books to this ever-growing TBR pile of mine. But make sure you like and subscribe. Hoping to do this more, but you know, we're trying out. We're a small YouTube channel, and we're gonna keep posting when I can, and hopefully it will grow to something big because I love the book community and I want to be able to be a part of it and talk to a lot of you guys in it, and nothing would make me happier. So with that, I hope you all had a great November, and here's to many reads in December. Bye.